This is the International English Language Testing System held on July 22nd in Rangpur Mentors. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
What's your full name?
My full name is Mohammed Akib Javed, and you can call me by Akib.
Do you like your name?
Yes, it is.
Who kept your name?
My my grandfather,
Hmm,
he gave me this name, Akib.
good. And so let's talk about your occupation. Do you study?
I did my BA just a few years back. Since then, for some reason, I didn't got any opportunity to get admitted for masters. So right now, I'm working as a home tutor. I like teaching English to students.
Very good. So why do you like testing English?
I think it's such a noble profession. Teaching someone makes me feel very happy. When I'm involved in teaching with students and when I feel that I'm being able to give something to them, it makes me really happy inside.
Right. Why do you think that many students don't want to learn English in our country?
In our country, there are so many reasons. I think it's mainly because of the background that they brought up with. They have been often taught like this that English is such a hard language, and of course, it's not our mother language. So it kind of doesn't, it is not natural to them. Just doesn't come natural to them. And for some reason, they're also taught that you just have to pass the exam, you don't have to learn the language. So I think that's the main barrier.
Yes, exactly. And why? What one reason do you think is faulty one with teaching English as a foreign language?
What one reason? Sorry, couldn't get your question.
A faulty one to teach English as a foreign
Yeah.
language.
Faulty was, I don't think there's anything faulty in English, but one thing is like, I think it's just the background, the students that they grow up with. It's a mindset. They completely take that as something that is from outside. They just do not own it. They do not want to own it. They do not want to make their own selves. That's why I think that's the biggest reason.
So it's not a faulty one from our teachers and the education
If
system,
I
but
think sometimes it's, yeah, from the teachers also may not be the interest is, there is a lack of interest also amongst the teachers also. I do believe they want to just treat this as a foreign language rather than teaching them as a native language. I do believe there is a fault in our teaching system also. I don't disagree with that completely.
yes, but earlier you said that there is nothing like faulty one, right?
So that's because I couldn't understand your question very,
No
with
problem.
apologies. With
Let's
apologies.
okay. Let's talk about your location.
Where I okay.
Where do you come from?
I come from a small city called Shodpur, which is in Rangpur division. It is towards the northern side of this country.
It's a small city or town.
It's a small town, sorry, beg your pardon.
Do you like Rangpur or what Shodpur?
Yeah, Shodpur. I love Shodpur. I'm born there, so I naturally to have some I have love towards it. Rangpur is a beautiful city. Honestly speaking, before coming to Mentors, I didn't came here a lot of times, but whatever my experience here, I think it's a beautiful city and it's developing very fast, which is great to see.
Which one you don't like about Rangpur?
It's very much like other big town, big cities in our country. It's hectic, full of people. I would like to be a little more calmer also. But all in
No,
all,
but which one you don't like about the city?
one thing I don't like about this city, as I said, too much people everywhere.
In Rangpur?
Yeah,
Right. And what about the means of communication in this city?
means of communication that I know, I've been coming here through bus. So you can understand, it's always hectic, full of people. So that's one thing I would love to change. I would love to see fewer people in buses and other transport systems.
So, what transportation would you suggest if foreigner wants to
Yeah,
visit
I
Rangpur?
think, look, a much frequent, a better railway system would do nicely in our country. I know it's a huge task, it's a big ask. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a day. But few more buses, more modernized, more cultured and civilized, more communicative systems should do a better job. I really believe.
Buses and trains are the fastest and easiest and
Yeah,
comfortable medium of
yeah, I
communication.
really
But
do
how
believe.
could they be cultured, as you said?
I mean, of course, as I said, it's going to be a big ask. The government needs to take some big steps to come forward with modern buses. So and faster ones also, and which are safer according to the roads of our that we have.
Right. Yes, and finally, do you like painting?
I like playing,
Painting.
painting.
Yes.
It's not my cup of tea, honestly. I'm not good
Why?
at painting. But from my boyhood, I would say I was never very good at painting, or perhaps I was not taught like that. But I would say personally, you can blame me for this. Like,
No,
I never,
it's fine, no
I
problem.
never took any much of
Yes.
interest in
Thank
painting.
you very much, and that is the end of your IELTS speaking test part one.
Okay, thank you.
Right? Let's start part two, and I will ask you to talk about a time when you lost something and then got it back.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
So here is your topic, right? And here is a piece of paper. Here is a pen. You have 1 minute to plan your answer. Your time starts now.
So there was a time when I lost my SSC's admit card and registration card, which was attached to it. And as you could understand, it's such an important thing. And I was completely bamboozled. I was completely, I mean, I lost my ways what to do. So because I needed it to appear in the next exams. That's the thing that I lost. And I just lost it. I think I got a little careless and I lost it in the mosque. I was praying the Salah and I kept it in the mosque and I came out of the mosque and I would say after a few minutes, once I was going back and then thankfully I was in my own town. So when I was in rickshaw going back to my house, then I got remembered that I've lost such an important object. And believe me, that was a very panic moment for me because it was such an important object that I lost. And just started to remember, I just started to recollect where I have kept it. Then once I concentrated a bit more, then I remembered, oh, I think I'd lost it in the mosque. So immediately I got back to the mosque, and thankfully, thankfully, it was a good day for me. I went there, went to the place where I prayed the namaz, and it was there. It was just kept there. So when I saw that thing, it was an amazing feeling just to see it, that the thing that is so important to me that is still there. And I went there and I picked it up, and I felt great after that. Really, it was an amazing feeling getting it back because if I had lost it, then there was no way back. I may would have lost a year so of my academic year. So that would have been a huge loss. So Alhamdulillah, I was very happy to get it back there. So that's what I felt, really.
Thank you. Thank you very much for talking on the topic, and that is the end of your IELTS speaking test part two,
Okay.
right? So let's start in part three. I might ask you some question about the topic at all, or I might not ask you a question related to the topic.
Okay. So,
Do you understand?
oh, yeah, sure.
What do you think? Why do people lose their ATMs nowadays?
I think it's largely because they forget, and people are very busy nowadays.
But why
This
do they forget?
they forget. I think it's because of their activities that are going around. So much going around people's mind now. And like they're involved in so many activities at the same time, starting from their professional life to their personal life. And then there are other things involved also. Like the human brain is like our brain is always working. We are always involved in something. That's why I believe people have become forgetful. It's because of the stress and the anxiety and the things that are always going around. That's why I think people have
If
become
people can stop working in their brain and their physical activities, going to office, etc. So,
I mean,
what do you think? What is the
Yes,
best
I
way
think it's a
to
great
start
argument you
doing
made.
these things?
It's a great opinion, first of all. You can't stop working, by the way. But I think we can limit our work, but at the same time, we must have a way how to manage our anxiety at the same time. We must have some ways of relaxation also. We must give our brain some time also. And we must figure out ways how we can relax ourselves out of this stress and these diseases and these things.
So that we don't forget things.
Yeah, of course, there are better ways if we can train our mind in that way. If we are more relaxed, if we are more self-satisfied, I would say, and then there are better ways to manage these things.
Can you list the name of the things that people usually forget?
Umbrella is one very popular thing in rainy season. I have often seen people in mosque, keeping their shoes somewhere and finding it somewhere. So there's so many other objects also. Like I often forget my mobile phone, keeping here it there. So there are.
Can you make your list a bit longer?
I think school. I've seen students forgetting their school bags. Yeah,
Really?
especially school bags were not in their school while going to the playground and they're playing and they forgot. I've seen them forgetting their notebooks, uh,
Okay.
and these things basically.
Mhm. Yeah. So, what can people do find their things if they have lost it on second?
I think that depends on where they have lost it. I think if they have sight
For
remembrance
example, they have lost it in a train station.
in a railway station, then they should first of all they should rush back to that place to find it. And if they're not finding it, I think there are authorities there. So if the authorities that are concerned, they can speak to them and find out where
Do
it
you
is.
think it is possible for the people to get it back?
Look, if it is stolen, they won't gonna get it back. And I'm sorry, the country that we live in, I'm very sorry to say that there are high chances he's gonna lose it. In a busy places, if we lose something, there are high chances it's gonna be lost or stolen
Right.
away by someone. But I think, I mean, we should be optimistic and
Yeah.
positive in life. We should give it a go and find it back, or at least look to try
So if
and
that is
find
the
it back.
case, that there is, it's quite unlikely to get back the things that they have already lost. What can people do
I
to
mean,
avoid
that's
losing the things?
yeah. For this, a careful mind is very much needed. We should always be careful. We should always be mindful of things that are going around. I think that's the best thing. And as I said, I think it's a relaxed mentality. We have become very busy, and we are
Yeah, still,
always
we cannot stop it entirely.
not entirely. I don't think
Yes.
entirely. I mean, unfortunate things can happen in life, and then in that case, we have to just accept it as a forgetful experience in life.
Right. Who are more prone to losing things?
Forgetful persons who are busy, always too busy. People like me, honestly,
I mean, the kind of age of the people. Do you
and the
think
older
it's
people,
students or
I
young
think the older
adults?
people, not the students. In some cases of some students who maybe are involved in so many things, they may forget.
When
But
did you lost your items in the mosque?
yeah, as I said, I was appearing in the SSC exam.
So you were a student, right?
Yeah, I was. So for me, I was honestly speaking, I was thinking about the exam that day a lot. That's why.
Thank you very much, and that is the end of your IELTS speaking test.
Thank you. Very interesting.